Dear
हाँ
learners,
सर सबूत सर
Yes,
सबूत
sir.
सर
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Very good evening, everybody. Today is the first class of BES-121. This paper is related to childhood and growing up. Okay. This paper, this unit, but this block, sorry, this block has 3 units like unit 1, unit 2, and unit 3. Block 1 is related to understanding childhood and adolescence. You know, under unit 1, concept of childhood and adolescence, and unit 2, socialization and growing up in diverse context. Unit 3 is agencies of socialization. Okay. Under unit 1, we should discuss the concept of childhood, definition of child in different perspectives, concept of adolescence, difference among a child and adolescent and adult. These are the content of unit 1, that is concept of childhood and adolescence. So before going to start, okay, what do you mean by adolescence? Anybody? What do you mean by adolescence?
Sir,
Yes,
good evening, sir.
good evening.
The age of the childhood between the age of the between childhood and adolescence uh, is called sorry, is called adolescence age.
Okay, okay.
Childhood
Anybody?
after.
Yes, yes. Anybody? Any other?
Sir, hello.
Yes. Yes,
Sir,
yes.
adolescence is the period of stress and storms.
Okay. Any other? Anybody who wants to give your response, please come up.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah. Sir, adolescence is the period between 11, starting from 10 to 11 and ends at 19. And in this period, the child becomes prepared to becomes a adult. In this period, its physical changes occurs, mental changes occur very rapidly, and the body of the both male and female changes for reproductive organs.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody?
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yes, good
Sir,
evening.
children having age more than 11 to 12 year, we will consider that the child is in adulthood period. In this period, there are so many changes takes place within a child. That may be some primary characters, and there are some secondary character we mostly notice in a child.
Okay. Thank you. So, you all are right, and you have given your response positively. When we think about what is adolescence, everybody told it is the period beginning with the onset of puberty and ending when individuals assume adult roles and responsibilities. It is a period when the poverty begins and individual assume the role of adult and the responsibility. It is the period of transition. Transition means childhood to adulthood. In between the period, and this is known as adolescence. There are two words I told. One is poverty. What do we mean by the word poverty? That poverty refers to the period of rapid growth and change during which individual reach sexual maturity. During the period, individual reach the sexual maturity. That is poverty. Adolescent goes to the period of adult and it starts after the childhood. So it is the period of transition. Clear? It is the period of transition. This period is very important. This period is very, very important for every child. Why? Now, during this period, the child develops. One told among you now, physical development, mental development, that is cognitive development, emotional development, social development, everything is there. Caring of adolescents is the important duty of a teacher. So under this, we may say, after the childhood period, one must have to reach at adult period. Adolescence period. And it is the period of stress and strain. We know it is the period of stress and strain. During this period, to understand the child, to understand the adolescent, to behave with him or her is very important. They are emotionally very fluctuate. They are emotionally not stable. So they have to be treated in such a manner. That's why we can handle them effectively and they can become good adult in future. This is the important role of the teacher. When we think about the period of adolescent, number of characteristics they possess. What are they? Anybody? What are the different characteristics the adolescent are possessing? Yes?
Sir, peer pressure.
Yes?
Hel-
Continue.
Sir, peer pressure. Peer pressure.
Okay. Anybody?
Sir, abstract thinking also the part of adolescence period. The
Okay.
child have.
So, psychological changes with both boys and girls is very important characteristic of an adolescent. Psychological change, not only boys but also girls. During adolescence period, psychologically, emotionally, they are not stable. They are fluctuating every moment. So their parts of the body increases. They have no idea. Therefore, it creates confusion among them, which leads to psychological disorder, psychological imbalance in between both boys and girls. Another characteristic is anger. This is an emotion. So during the period, every adolescent immediately get angry. It is common to every adolescent. So as a teacher, We should carefully handle them, how to control their anger. Another is moral and spiritual development. It is very important for the every individual. Everybody should be confident, be stable in their moral values, spiritual values. Today, in the present day, present context, wherever we look, there is valueless. Why? The system of education, the guidance service at home and in our society, both are in the disorder stage. Disorder stage. We are not live on values, activities, different types of teaching learning activities which are based on inculcation of values among the children. Only we are giving focus on textbook practice. What is there in the textbook? Make practice how to the students will face examination and do better. Then that is enough. So we are running behind marks, division. So what the child requires, how the child become the good citizen of the country, how he can become a good human, that is the duty of a teacher, and think and develop that quality during adolescence period, because this is the period where the children are to be guided properly so that they can develop their value concepts and the spiritual development, moral values, ethical values, social values, everything can be developed during this period. So another is become honest. It is another characteristic, that is become honest. Honest deals with the truthfulness, sincerity in your duty, be attentive, be cooperative. So these should be developed among the children. So as a teacher, we should understand first how our students become honest. Just I am giving an example. Value cannot taught. Value cannot taught. It can be inculcated. It means every day we are praying the prayer like ସତ କହିବାକୁ କିଆଁ ଡରିବି, ସତ କହି ପଛେ ମଲେ ମରିବି, ମତେ ଏତିକି ଶିଖାଅ ସାଇଁଏ, ମୋର ଧନ ଜନ ଲୋଡ଼ା ନାହିଁ. Every day the child prays like this. Always we are guiding our students, advising our students, dear students, don't tell lie. But what we are observing, our students are telling lie. Why? They are observing us in the family, in the community. Everybody is telling a lie. So automatically the child tells lie. It is very pathetic. Automatically our activity lays impact on the child. So ଯେତେ ଆମେ କହିଲେ କ'ଣ ହବ, ମିଛ କହନି, ସତ କୁହ, there is no impact on the child. The child speaks lie. The child never think about telling the truth. This is an example. So if we will become the role model before children, we are telling truth. So automatically it will help the child to inculcate to tell the truth instead of telling lie, to become honest. So feeling of taking strong decision. During this period, every adolescent think himself or herself like adult. And what decision they take, they think that is all right. That decision is correct, but it is not. But how can we guide them? So this is a very important characteristic. Being adolescent, They take decision like adult because this is their attitude. It is the common characteristic of an adolescent. They believe on daydreaming, emotional tensions, daydreaming, heroship. These are the general characteristic of every adolescence. You know, heroship, daydreaming. Anybody can give an example of heroship or daydreaming? Yes? Hello? Anybody?
So they will summon their ideal, and they will obey and to inculcate everything they have learned from that person is called as hero worship.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody? Any other? Yes? Please share your views, opinions.
After watching bike race in any film or any TV advertisement, he wants to ride that.
Okay, 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 good. So, one adolescent takes a decision. How? Just you told they are watching television. In television or in YouTube, they are observing the activities of the people of adventure. Yes or no? When they see that, when they observe that, they cannot feel, they cannot decide whether it is practical or not practical, whether it is possible or not possible. But they are taking that type of action. They are giving interest on that activities, in those activities. So, this is the period when the children cannot take right decision and they think they are taking right decision, but during that period it is the teacher's duty how to handle them, how to control them, how to control their emotions, how to balance them. It is very important. Then another characteristic is curiosity about bodily change. Suddenly, when they reach at the adolescence period, the bodily changes are there, both of girls and boys. So they are not aware. So they are not know the different skills and techniques how to manage those. It is another situation, typical situation for them, how to manage, how to control it, how to behave in the society, how to manage in different situations. That is another important characteristics. When you think about the physical development, in case of boys and in case of girls, what changes occurs? Can you say? In case of boys, yes, in
Sir,
case
growth
of
of
boys,
beard and mustache.
yes, very good. Come up, others take କୁହ ସମସ୍ତେ ରେସ୍ପଣ୍ଡ କର.
Adam's apple appear, sir.
Yes. Then anybody?
Shoulder become wide.
Color become white. Very good, very good. Yes.
Voice changes.
Voice changes. Very good. When voice is changes, so in case of boys, Voice becomes what?
Course.
Voice become harsh.
Hard. Okay. In case of girls,
It
That
become
is
more soft.
high
sweet.
pitch.
Sweet. Okay, very good.
Sweet.
Then any other changes?
Sexual characteristic.
Okay. So change in face, change in chest becomes hairy, pubic changes that you told, the shoulder becomes wide and more motor activity. In case of girls, like hips, wrist, other parts of the body becomes wider or grow, large eyes, high forehead, round cheek, small chin. These are the appearance of the adolescents because they are going to reach at the adulthood. Before adulthood, the childish face becomes like adult face. In between that, baby faced. Who can say the meaning of baby face? It is another bodily change, facial expression. Baby face. Baby face means attractive. Face become attractive. That is related to girls. Okay. Height, weight, voice, internal parts of the body like tissues, respiratory system, digestive system, everything becomes mature. Gradually it becomes mature. So childhood as a social construction. In your model, in page number 9, there is childhood as a social construction. Childhood as a social construction. Who can say what does it mean? Childhood as a social construction.
Sir, through
Yes.
sir, in childhood,
Hello, sir.
Hello? Hello, sir.
Yes, yes. Continue. I am listening.
In childhood, they can construct knowledge through socialism.
Very good.
Sir, by
So,
imitating
in a
the
social,
elder person of the
yes, yes. Continue.
family, he can learn some behavior.
Okay, very good.
sir,
So
in
you
childhood,
know, continue. Yes,
The
continue.
concept of child is created by
You are,
society and not determined by biological age.
okay. Anybody?
Sir, which occurs everyday life.
Everyday life. Okay. So when we think about social but society, all the social activities like cultural activities, activities at home, in the village, in the community, everywhere the child gets experience, participate, and that will help the child to construct the knowledge, the experience. Okay. So another is cultural perspective of childhood. What is cultural perspective of childhood? What is cultural perspective of childhood? Anybody?
Sir, different type of culture like respecting to the space and learn other activities too. That is called cultural activities.
Okay. So you know,
Sir,
some children are living.
sir, in this
Yes, tell you.
in
Yes.
this period, child wanted to join any kind of festival in our village or any in our state.
Ajay sir, am I audible?
Okay.
Ajay
हाँ
sir,
सर कौन again? हेलो कौन तू?
Ajay sir, am I audible?
हाँ yes yes
Padigiri
ମୁଁ
sir,
ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଶୁଣି ପାରୁଛି
Padigiri sir କହୁଥିଲେ. Just
ଆଜ୍ଞା
I want to talk to you in the phone. Can I talk with 1 minute?
ସାର୍
ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କ ସହିତ ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ୍ କଥା ହେବା ପାଇଁ ଚାହୁଁଥିଲି ଫୋନରେ କଥା ହେଇପାରିବି କି?
ହଁ କଥାନ୍ତୁ ଆଜ୍ଞା
Anagara.
okay let us continue yes anybody କିଏ କିଛି କହିବାର ଅଛି କି ଆଉ yes anybody okay
Sir,
listen
in this period, sir,
ହଁ କୁହ
sir, in this period, child wanted to join any kind of cultural program in your village or any states of our locality.
okay good so uh, there are two types of children who are attending school some children having rural experience some having urban experience okay so rural and urban both are different cultures so rural culture is different from urban culture tribal culture is different from other tribal culture so number of tribal peoples are there their culture is separate so from their cultural background the children are learning and they are experiencing and accordingly they can show and develop their behavior here is an example just here is an example when we observe Indian mother with her baby on her lap the mother does her best to foster emotional tie by cuddling smelling singing and talking and thus ensure that she is very much to focus of the baby's attention while looking at Kaluli mothers and their babies, we will get a different picture. The Kaluli people are a small society living in the tropical rainforest of Papua New Guinea. So here is an example. Difference between the community like Indian mother and Kaluli mother. Just I told you before, the marriage ceremony observing in our community, in our society. And if you go to other state, other community, so it is different. Similarly, the all other activities, festivals we are observing, so it will be changed from community to community, place to place. Okay, but that is very helpful for the child of that community to learn. Therefore, what our government has already taken decision today. Today, just before joining in this class, I just in a program in our college. What is the program? Now, storytelling in different community language, different tribal languages. Different tribal languages. So, variety of students of different tribal community, they are continuing their B.Ed program in our college. So they are reciting, they are reciting songs, they are telling stories. Nice. It was enjoyable. So how? Now that helped every child, every individual, every adolescent to develop emotionally, socially, in cognitive also. Similar, in this case, when you think about the development of adolescents, the very important is cognitive development. Under cognitive development, we can think, what is your syllabus? What I want to. Before going to discuss the cognitive development, just I want to share another quotes from your study material. Children are innocent, God's gift, pure and truthful, sweet, cute, playful, funny, idiot, naughty, fragile, protected, soft, like potter's clay, fearful. These are the common, natural instincts of every child. Every child is innocent. Every child is God's gift. Truthful, sweet, cute to look, playful, love to play, childish, be very childish, funny, naughty, idiot. These are the common characteristics of every child. But we, the teacher, we should be careful to mature, to help them to make these characteristics mature in the upper stage of the life. Upper stage means adolescence period, then they will reach at adult period. Okay. So this is very important characteristic of a child. Just we are going to discuss the other points like the age criterion. The age criterion. Age criterion means just एना जने कहूतिला तम भितरु जे ए पीरियड को हम adolescent कहिथाउ. What are the different stages of the life? Yes, what are the different stages of life? First is
Sir, neonates, baby.
Then after infancy, then
Infancy, childhood, adolescence,
adult, then
adulthood,
Childhood, yes. Childhood, later childhood, adolescence, later adolescence.
okay. So number of psychologists, educationists have been distinguished the stages of any individual in different way, but as a teacher we should deal with the students of childhood and adolescence. Yes or no? Can you say what are the structure of education as per NEP 2020? What is the structure of education as per NEP 2020?
Sir, 5 plus 3 plus
Sir, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4.
5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. What do you mean by 5?
3 plus 4. Preparatory stage.
What do you mean by 5?
Sir, preparatory stage.
Preparative stage.
5 is not preparatory.
Sir, foundational stage.
5 is
Foundational stage.
yes. Okay.
Foundational stage.
What is the
Foundational
beginning age
stage,
of
preparative
foundational
stage.
stage? What is the beginning age of foundational stage?
Sir, 3 years.
3 years. Last stage?
Preparatory.
No. The beginning age is
3 to
3.
8. 3 to 8.
8. So what?
3 to 8.
What classes include in foundation stage? What classes include in foundational stage?
Sir, nursery.
Sir, up to class 3.
Yes.
From up to class 3.
Balbatika to 3.
What classes?
Balbatika.
No. No. Pre-primary 1, pre-primary
Yes.
2, pre-5 years.
Pre-primary one.
Primary 3, class 1, class 2.
Class 2. Class 1, class 2.
Yes, sir.
These are known as foundational stage.
Preparatory.
Then preparatory. Class 3, 4, 5.
Yes, sir. Middle
Then
stage.
middle.
6, 7, and 8.
Class 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Then secondary 9, 10, 11, and 12.
Very good. Very good. So these are the stages. So accordingly age is fixed. 3 to 8. Then 3 years. Then 3 years middle. Then 4 years secondary.
Secondary.
Okay. So from foundational stage to secondary stage, what is the age? 3 to 18.
8 to 11, sir.
18.
Basically, this 18. Basically, this period is known as childhood and adolescence period. After 18, the child reach at adulthood. Okay, so as a teacher, we should deal with all types of children. That is the period of our childhood and the period of or stage of adolescence. Therefore, we should be careful about their psychology, their interest, their motivation, their perception. ए सब गुड़ा को हमको जानिबा को पड़ी. When we think about the education of the children, there are certain legal views. The United Nations Conventions on the Rights of the Child, the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, NCPCR, the Juvenile Justice Act, the Right to Education Act 2009, Article 21A, Article 45, Child Labor Prohibition and Protection Act 1986, the Indian Mines Act. These are the different legal aspects which gives focus on the education of the child. No child cannot work in any other offices before 14 years. Before 18 years, no child can work in the company or the any place or any factory where there is danger for life. Article 21A says, who can say what is Article 21A? Anybody who can say what is Article 21A?
Right to free and compulsory education.
To provide free and compulsory education,
Compulsory
26
education.
and 14
Fundamental right.
Before Article 21A, free and compulsory primary education to the children of 6 to 14 years was in which article?
45.
Article 45.
Article 45, sir.
What is the difference between Article 21A and Article 45?
Sir, since Article 45 involved with DPSP, one cannot claim against if that is not given to him. But Article 21 comes under the fundamental rights, and one can make any kind of case if that is not fulfilled.
Very good, very good. So, very simple difference is Article 21A is fundamental right and Article 45 is DPSP. So, fundamental right means the state must have to provide, must have to take care of the child's education. Otherwise, the child go to the shelter of any court of law. But Article 45 is a directive principle of state policy. The state may or may not help or assist. So, then Right to Education Act came in force in the year 2009, and it ensured the universalization of education, elementary education. Now, Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan is functioning throughout our country. For the basic unit objective of the program is the universalization of elementary and secondary education. So, every child, under these legal provisions, every child will continue their education in school. Therefore, the government has rendering a midday meal program, gives different types of supports like supplying free textbook, bicycle, uniform, scholarship, laptop. Number of programs are there for assisting the children for continuing their education. To check the child labor, to check the child labor, law is there. As per law, no child can be employed in any either home or any shops or business centers or factory during their schooling age. They should continue their education in school. Then, you see, early adolescence starts at the age of 10 to 11 till 13, 14. Similarly, mid-adolescence is 14 to 15 or 16 years. Late adolescence is 16 to 18 or 19 years. देख materials थिबा तुम्हारा 15 पेज देइछि एटा देखि दियो. In page 15, stages of adolescence. Stages of adolescence is divided into 3: early adolescence, mid-adolescence, and late adolescence. Basically, class 6, 7, 8, early adolescence, 9, 10, mid-adolescence, 11, 12, late adolescence. Basically, these are the periods. So, 10 to 13, 14 to 15, 16 to 18 in your material. These are the stages of adolescence. This should be important. So, adolescence in different cultures. Just before few minutes we discussed what is the different types of culture and what is the role of a culture for improving the scholastic and post-scholastic attitude, interest and development of the learners. And without cultural some examples are there. In middle class America, adolescence is termed as vegetable adolescence, which describes the period between 18 to 20 years of age. Arab adolescents are supposed to remain within the family system until marriage. This reveals the influence of family interest and opinions. In Mexican American culture, adolescents are discouraged from leaving home. In Solomon, an island in the Pacific Ocean near New Zealand, both male and female participate in poetry rituals. The traditional rite of passage into adolescence contains an elaborate process of tattooing sometime between age 14 to 16. For boys, the process lasts for 2 to 3 months, whereas for girls, it takes 5 to 6 days. Okay? So these are the difference in different culture about adolescence. In middle class American, they are thinking 18 to 20 years is the period of adolescence. Arab adolescents, till marriage they are treated as adolescents. So Mexican American is also another thought and practice. Soma Island, there is also another practice. So a number of cases are there. Tamil Nadu, Nair community, Kutia Bhujia, primitive tribal group in Odisha. So these are the different examples. In different community, in different culture, the adolescence is treated indifferently. The period of adolescence is treated differently. What is the difference among the child and adolescent and adult? It is very important. In age, all are different. The child or adolescent and adult, all are different in age. It is obviously, we know, in age, all are different. Okay. Difference in range of domains like physical, cognition, social, emotional. In physical structure, the 10-year child's physical structure may be different from the 15 years, may be different at 18 years. In cognition, in cognitive ability, difference is there. Social experience is different. In emotional, also different. In perception, also all child, adolescent and adult are different. Now think about age. What is the age of adolescent period? What is the age of adolescent period? Anybody?
So 0 to 18 years.
Adolescent period.
13 to 9.
14 to 19. 14 to 19.
18 to 19.
ମୁଁ ଏବେ କହିଲି
Sir, now it is 14 to 19 years. ବୁଝିଲା?
ତୁମ ବହିର ମଡୁଲରେ 3ଟା ଷ୍ଟେଜ କଥା ଏଜ କଥା ଏବେ କହିଲି, ପେଜ 15ଟା ଦେଖ ବୋଲି ବି କହିଲି, ତଥାପି ଭୁଲ କହୁଛି।
7 to 11.
Yearly adolescent is 10 to 13 years.
19.
10 to 18,
10 to 19. 10.
14 to 15 years.
10 to
Okay.
18.
Late adolescent is 16 to 18 years.
Okay. So, age of identity exploration. What do you mean by age of identity exploration?
Sir, again.
Yes. Age of identity exploration.
So that is adolescence above 30 plus.
So, you know, age of identity exploration relates to children and adolescents are struggling to find out who they are because they are unaware about themselves and they want information, knowledge, experience, skill through participating different activities in community as well as in school. କାହାର ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ଆସୁଛି ଟିକେ ମ୍ୟୁଟ୍ କରିଦିଅ ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ସାଉଣ୍ଡ ଆସୁଛି ମ୍ୟୁଟ୍ କରିଦିଅ କିଏ ଜଣେ ଶିବ ସୁନ୍ଦର କିଏ ଶିବ ସୁନ୍ଦର କିଏ ଶିବ ସୁନ୍ଦର ମ୍ୟୁଟ୍ yourself yes mute yourself yes mute yourself ଶିବ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଦାସ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
Abra and Subhadra, mute yourself.
ଶିବ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଭାଇ କି ମ୍ୟୁଟ କରନ୍ତୁ କିଛି ଶୁଭୁ ନାହିଁ ଆମକୁ
ଓକେ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ହଉ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ so let us continue age of identity exploration. So both children and adolescents are struggling to find out themselves through experiencing from the community and school, participating in different activities. If we think about the adults have to attain self-identity in terms of their responsibility to family and society. So when an adult is able to take the responsibility of the family, take any responsibility of the village and society, then we can say he or she is the adult who has possessing the adulthood, the quality of adulthood. Similarly, age of instability. Here, children and adolescents feel unstable in their social roles and responsibility. What they have to do, how they have behaved with others, they cannot decide, they cannot know. So instable is there in their behavior, their responsibilities. They are guided by the adults what to do and what not to do. So as a teacher, all the teachers are the adults. They are the students. Because during the period, as they are in unstable condition, they have to be given guidance, and accordingly everyone should be treated. So, adults express stableness in their social roles. But even if in the society we have been noticed, number of adults are also not responsible, not ready to take the role and responsibility as usually. So therefore, it is known as age of instability. So one is age of identity, exploration, another is age of instability, third one is age of self-focus. Similarly, children and adolescents lack self-focus in their decisions because they cannot take right decision. Most of the parents are taking decision for them. They search for adult guidance, especially from parents, teachers, and other elders, members of the family. Even if the adults are also not enough to take care of them. Now, at the age of 25, at the age of 30 also, they are depending upon the parents. They cannot take right decision where they have to go for facing interview, what education they have to be continued. So, parents' decision is required. So, this is age of self-focus, age of healing in between. Adolescents and children and adults lack the feeling in between childhood and adulthood. So this is the period of transition. So there is period of childhood, there is period of adulthood. Period of adulthood is the responsibility period, but the period of childhood is the childish period. So childish period and responsibility period. In between is the adolescence period. Different domains are there. Physical domain, cognition domain, social domain. Physical domain means what? Physical structure of the body, both internal body and external body. So during childhood, it is different in adolescence period, and it is also further different in adulthood period. During adulthood, physical growth reaches at the peak, means to completely developed. But during adolescence, it is in growing stage. And in childhood, it is in tender stage, not strong. In case of cognition, child cannot take decision or right decision. Every moment needs guidance. During adolescence, the adolescents are feeling to take right decision, but it is not really. So, guidance is required. But during adulthood, they may take right decision because of their maturation, their cognitive skill is or ability is better. In case of social development is very important factor of every individual because we all are living in the society. Society, without society, who lives, he may be beast or God. We know it very well. So, any child or any adolescent must think about social development, like social ideas and practices, values, new skills of living in the society, behavior, your duties and responsibility for the society, everything is important. So this should be taken into consideration during this period. Emotional feeling is very important. That is anger, fear. What are the different emotions? Now, you please come up with the number of different emotions. What are the different emotions?
So positive emotion.
anger,
Fear,
Positive,
anger, happy,
fear,
fear,
anger, jealous,
negative. Fear, anger.
happy,
Just
jealous,
jealous,
love,
Happiness.
love,
okay. Love, affection. Oh, very good. So these are different emotions.
affectionate,
So similarly, perception is there. So childhood or children adolescents and adults differ a lot in their perception of the world, because the child perceives as per his age and his experience. Similarly, adolescent, his age and experience gives or helps for perception, and adulthood accordingly perceives. This is all about unit 1. Okay, so one thing. One minute.